being really conscious and not breathing too heavily. Sound and all that. Take me a while to master that, but cheap microphone, as I said, on Amazon isn't going to help that either. So we just see how this one goes and take it from there. So yeah, Cork City is largest county in Ireland, the real capital of Ireland, I suppose, if you if you're from Cork. Population, don't actually know, about 300,000 or 400,000, I'd say. Quite nice. Getting a hell of a lot busier in the last couple of weeks. Restrictions lifted. Out here. Jordanian, he's another one. Yeah, so I've been into bikes for the last 20 plus years, and I first got into the whole YouTube watching and following and subscribing to different motovloggers about 7 or 8 years ago, I'd say. It was just in advance of going on a trip away to France with a couple of mates. And I was just putting in simple stuff on YouTube, just looking for routes and kind of, you know, motorbike trip Europe, motorbike trip France, Germany, Spain, all this kind of crack. And it was the trip that Barn Von Grumble did, I think, on the Gixxer K5, where he was going down doing a track day in, was it Cartagena, and he was going through France and like a whistle stop tour of France on his bike, and it was all about, no, he's a he's a brilliant vlogger. Like, he's got this oozing entertainment, just talking. It's amazing how entertaining a fella talking about his life on a motorbike can be, but this guy just has it in spades. Obviously he's after get into, he's much bigger now, 44 teeth, and he's got with Alfagan, and they've got well, he's got Motoline, and he's got Dead Pixels graphic design company, all that. The guy's doing well for himself, fair play. But that's where I kind of started, and on the back of that I kind of watched Bruce Smart and Teapotone followed his story, how when he went around the world on the Gixxer as well. That was an awesome story. Really kudos to Mr. Smart. Not an easy thing to do. But yeah. And then it kind of expanded. I kind of started watching a bit of Richy Vida, his trips to the Picos and his trips around Britain and France and the American tour that he did. Like, again, absolutely brilliant footage, like some superb content. Exceptionally well kind of just edited, and all the skills that go with that. Really good. Then of course it was John Bennett. I was watching him because of his Fireblade build, and you know what, it's very interesting because you feel like you know these guys, and fuck it, you don't have a clue who they are. They don't know who you are or anything like that. There's no acquaintance there. It's just they really open the door to their biking lives and all that stuff. And I just think for entertainment value and knowledge value, you're constantly learning stuff from them, which is brilliant, you know, it really is. And then you've got the Royal Jordanian. I mean, he I would say 85, 90%, 95% of his content is just driving around London. But the guy, the daily observations and that, they're just fantastic, you know. It's just seeing the world in a different, through a different lens. What's this guy doing in front of me now? And these lads are very, very normal people, like just normal people, and how they interact with their motorcycle, the stories they told. Like, I remember doing a trip last year, the year before, we were in Spain, I think, 2018, and just the hassle of taking out your GoPro and putting it on. I only filmed maybe 5 or 10% of that trip, and I came home and I was kind of going through the footage on the laptop, and I was saying, fuck it, why didn't I take more? Why didn't you get the camera out a bit more, Mark, just to remember this, remember that? No, I'm desperate for taking the phone out and taking pictures and just storing it on Google Maps and Google Photos. It tells you where you've been, where the picture was taken, all that, which is great. But I definitely think, like, having a video, like, from start to finish, fully kind of, you know, timelining your trip away it's great. It's something absolutely brilliant to have and hold and have forever. You know, I know Richy has said that about his trip to the States, the US tour he's done with Wild Bad Touring. Like, you're going to have that out forever. That's always going to be in the can there. You can watch it, you can show your kids, your grandkids, all that crap. And it's just something I've been thinking and toying about for the last kind of year. You know, Jesus, Mark, would you be able to do this? Would you be able to do that? But the thing is, you're never going to know until you try, like, you know. So it's just that time of my life now where I'll give it a whirl, see how it goes. This is our beautiful River Lee here. That's Cork City up that way. Beautiful Lee, our home by the Lee. Stunning, stunning place, this Cork. Not the best biking roads from a European perspective. The condition of roads in Ireland, Cork specifically, change from mile to mile, kilometre to kilometre. You're never going to get the same surface, same kind of grip twice on the one spin. It differs, but to a degree, to put a positive to that, that kind of enhances your driving skills. I think if you're like constantly, you always have to be in tune and you always have to be on your game on a bike anyway. Like, always expect the unexpected. Don't be doing irrational, stupid things like, you know, speeding into or away from a hazard. It's just silly. Like, you've got to be on your game at point all the time. But you just have to be on your game that bit more here. Because of the surface that the roads are in, not great. So we'll go down Merchants Quay and we will then go down Patrick Street, grab a coffee there, and the plan would be to maybe do 1 or 2 more of these when I'm out in a proper kind of a spin. Now, where are you going, Renault? Yeah, and just, you know, build up content of trips and stuff. Myself and a few good mates, my good biker mates, are in the process of planning a trip to Scotland for next month, around this time next month, middle of July 2020. Very much depending on how restrictions ease and how they're lifted in Scotland. I think Scotland are definitely doing it thoroughly the right way. So we hear that the restriction is going to be lifted by July 15th, which would be great. Get 4 or 5 days over there, because really everything up to now this year has been on standstill. It's mad, like you get over the winter, and I suppose being into bikes and that, you're always looking forward to dry roads, trip away, sunshine, summertime coming. And for me, the spring, like kind of from April onwards, is always that kind of. So this is, sorry, I'm kind of skipping over myself here. This is the famous Patrick Street in Cork. This is the main thoroughfare in Cork City. Shops have only been opened, I'd say, nearly a week, is it, if even? And the place is just like Christmas time. Look at the queues for Brown Thomas. Holy shit. So yeah, but anyway, you'd be looking forward to your trip away, you know. You'd be looking forward to the spring, summer coming, and you can get off on the bike. And that was kind of knocked on the head this year with the coronavirus, the COVID-19. And I think, like, everybody just accepted it for what it is. That's it, the year is done. And then restrictions start to ease, and you're thinking, okay, maybe we could get a trip away. And one of the lads just said it last week on a kind of a chat we were having. Said, look, will we just book something? Will we just book Scotland for 4 or 5 nights? Accommodation, like, and see what the story is. So that's where we are at the moment. Obviously we won't book the ferries till the very last minute, because you're not going to get refunded for ferries. So accommodation is sorted, which is a big thing in Scotland for those of you that haven't been. And again, for those of you that haven't been, absolutely go. It is unbelievable. Good trek now from Southern Ireland all the way up to the north of Ireland to get the ferry over to Stranraer, and then away up through Scotland, probably the same distance again, but Christ, on a bike it's worth it. Crazy roads over there. So that's kind of it now. Am I still recording? I am. Don't know if you can even hear this. So there's been my very, very first motovlog. Hopefully we'll try and keep them going, which would be great. Okie dokie. Bye for now.